Phenomenal.
You can get it riding, you can get it sliding, you can feel it coming on about 4. A hard-earned thirst needs a big cold beer, and the best cold beer is Vic. Vic Bitter.
It's so hard to have a gay time on your own.
It could be that great chalk and biscuit coating.
So hard to have a gay time on your own.
It could be.
I'm Danny, and I'm here to call out all you crack pack bitches. You think I don't see you there? I'm the OG of this shit. But you come after the king, you better come correct. I'm Danny, motherfucker. Who are you? Crack pack. You smoke crack. You better watch your back.
I am a maverick. I am a savage. I am a legend. I am a madman. You never know what I'm going to do next. I am a mad lad.
What up, all you bogans and mad lads out there? I hope you can see me. I'm waiting. I've left the YouTube open to see if we get the black screen of death. Oh, I'm there. Excellent. Good. I can close. I hate looking at myself like that. Gross. How are you all going tonight? What night is it? Friday night? Oh, it's Black Friday. That's interesting because we can talk about some shenanigans with black people in DC Comics later. So it's apropos. It's apt. How the bloody hell are all of you? Look what I got. I got a new streaming mug. Spider mug. And I like how he's like OG Spider-Man too. He's like 70s Spider-Man. You know? 80s maybe. It's my Spider-Man. Hope you're all doing well. We have Pums back on tonight. And man, I really dig what he's doing. He's got a great trailer on that campaign. And yeah, I'm going to be really interested in digging into his book with him. It is called Unemployed Monsters Presents. But before we get into any of that stuff, we must do what we always do. And we must acknowledge the first person here in the chat. In Australia here, we always, before we start a speech, they always make you acknowledge the First Nations, the Indigenous people. Here in this chat, we acknowledge the first chatter. And it was this man right here, Rand Nada. Well done. He's that 2 in a row. That's why he gets the coveted 2 next to his name tonight. Well done, Rand. Who else we got here? Who else do I spy? There's Eric Grant. There's Perth Comics. Great people already. American Comics. I see Micra. When do we get a not a flamethrower add-on for a comic? Probably not over the internet, I'm going to guess. That's just my thought. AGE's here. American Comics Co. Jim Cox is the best. Hail Mobiggs. Dan Genovesi. Well, thank you so much for joining us here, Dan. Great to see you here. Welcome to the chat. Hope you have fun. We got Manny in here. Who else? Huron the Steadfast. Jay Ryan's here. I see Michael Deitcher. I see Melanie B, who just cooked me a delicious lunch, except for the couscous, but that's okay. We'll deal with that. Art Bar's here. Who else? London Fog. I love seeing names I don't always see. There's Athaline. We see Athaline. We see Moromi. We see Word Fam Stream. He says it's hard to have a gay time on his own in America. It really is. Mel just called me a couscous hater. I am a bit. I'm of that age where if I don't like it by now, I'm not gonna like it. You know, it's done. Anti-Woke Karaoke says, hey, y'all, I made a video for Shane Davis. You will pee yourselves. We'll go check that out, everyone. Not right now, later. We got Past Master Dan here, Linkovich, Chomovsky, Stephen Rockwood. All right, I've got to stop saying hello to everyone as much as I do love you all. And I'm very thankful that you are here joining us tonight on this show of shows. I've actually had a request. You guys let me know. Because it's a new time, it's not on at 11 p.m. anymore. It's much more prime time. It's 9 p.m. Eastern. Get Over It suggested that maybe it should be called Primetime Comicsgate. What do you reckon? Instead of, because at the moment I've been calling it Not So Late Night with Comicsgate. Is it time to step up? Have I been promoted to the prime time? You guys let me know in the chat what you think. All right, I'm going to send the link to Pum. And I'm going to see what you guys are saying here in the chat. I'll make sure I didn't miss any Bogan chats, any super chats. Looks like we're all good. Everyone's just saying hello to each other. Fantastic. Nathan Poll says hello. Anti-Woke Karaoke says, love your Banks. Everyone calls my family members bangers. I never got that nickname. I got Stabber. Primetime. The Tucker Carlson of CG. Yeah, but I'm not so political. So Paulus Art says, you're my prime time. Prime time for sure. All right, that's it. From now on, it's prime time Comicsgate. And that's what we're going to be doing. All right, my guest is here. He's getting himself situated in the chair. I'll wait until he's all hooked up. It's like, you give me the single. It's like, woo. Yeah, we're prime time cock. You know it. You know it. We're going to be talking about, well, I'll wait to bring in, also, I forgot to say, I always forget to say, we are also simulcast on Rumble. I see a few people in there right now. Hello to Voice of Midnight and Smoke and Wraith. They're saying howdy. We got 6 people watching over there. Fantastic. Love to see. If you want to jump over and give me a sub over there, that would be great as well. All right. I think we're good. We're good. Give me the thumbs up, Pum. We're good. All right. Let me bring him in. Here he is. Welcome, Pum Spack.
Hey, how's it going, Michael? Thank you for having me.
Very nice to meet you. I was just watching your trailer, and
cool.
It's one of the best.
Oh, hey,
it's one of the best I've seen. Did you do that yourself? I didn't think you sang it. I did. It doesn't sound like you.
I just pitched myself up real high, you know.
You used Audacity. Yeah, I've tried that before. It doesn't sound right. Well, anyway, man, it's really cool. We will be talking about that towards the end of the show. Unemployed Monsters Presents is the comic that Pum is making, and I mean I really dig the whole vibe of this thing. I really look forward to jumping into this with you towards the end of the show. We are going to chat about some other topics though first, but if anyone wants to check this out, I mean, very cool, very graphic. I love the whole Rick and Morty sort of style you got going on here on this. So yeah, if you do back it while we're doing the show, chuck your number in the chat and we'll shout it out and give you a thank you. Shout you out. Oh, we're getting a Zaid raid. Hail. Thank you so much, Phil.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, I used to raid Phil, and now he raids me.
Oh, cool. I was peeking in on him. He had like 30 people in there.
Yeah. He's so sometimes he gets up to 70. He's got a good show over there. I like the production values. I like the sound effects. I like the double camera action that they've got. They make a good duo. Amanda B is your biggest fan, by the way. I don't know if you're aware of that. She's in the chat.
Amanda B is awesome.
Your praises.
Amanda B is awesome, dude. She's everybody's biggest fan, and I appreciate her being one of mine too, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. Are you across everything that's going on Twitter? Are you on Twitter? You are on Twitter. Of course you're on Twitter. Yeah, I just sent you a DM.
Yeah.
Have you been following the whole Elon Musk thing?
Like some of it, but it seems like there's a new thing every day. What?
I know, right? Yeah, it's crazy. How crazy is it that we have the richest man in the world is a massive troll?
Yeah. What did he do? What did he do now?
Well, I mean, he just asked a question. What do you think of the culture war? Obviously, on this channel, we're going to have a lot of people in the chat here who have their own opinions on the culture war. I collected some tweets from some people who I think gave some pretty cool answers. Some of them were really interesting because there were people that I I just realized they've just been unbanned.
Right.
After years and years and years of being out in, I guess, limbo, in purgatory, and all these people who were saying we're leaving Twitter because Elon, this massive troll, is in charge now. I think they're going to very quickly run into this issue where they find out, just like Marvel and DC artists who try to go out on their own without Batman and Spider-Man and Superman behind them. They go out on their own to their own platforms, and they realize, oh, I'm a nobody. I thought I was somebody.
I have to build my audience.
Yeah, what's up with that? And they're going to go to Hive. They're going to go to, what's that other one? Mastodon? I don't know what it is, but it's where apparently a lot of them are getting banned because they're taking their like racist identity politics stuff over there. And those platforms are like, no, you don't get to say that stuff just because it's about white people or men or straight people. That's still against the rules. And a lot of them are getting banned.
Nice.
But it's very interesting. Grey Wolf Graphics says, to answer his question, I told him we're up against cultural Marxism. There was another good comment in here. Paulus Art says, the culture war is gay, but it's here to stay.
That's the slogan. Put that on a picket sign.
I tell you what, it's tiring. I was watching culture war stuff going all the way back to when it hadn't really seeped into mainstream yet. It was still in the corners of the internet where you could all laugh at it. I don't know exactly what time it was. I'm thinking more like when there was Internet Aristocrat and he would laugh at Tumblr people. I don't know if you knew when all that stuff was going on. I have a feeling like it was 2014, 2015, something like that. Woodrow says 2015.
I remember it started getting weird when George Bush Jr. was in office, man. For me.
Yeah. It was I remember, but I was just a viewer. I could turn it off and just go watch TV, and TV was normal. I could go watch a movie, and movies were normal. I could go listen to music. Music was normal. Bloodpool says Gamergate began in 2013. Well, it must have been before then, because by the time Gamergate came around, I was already well into this culture. I was on Twitter. I don't know if I had an account. That was back when you could just browse Twitter and you didn't need to have an account. I didn't open one till like 2015. But yeah, I was watching all these YouTube channels where people were talking about all this stuff. But I didn't start actually participating until I think 2019, something like that. And it's now 2022. I'm already tired. And I know a lot of my friends are also tired. That's the whole thing about it, though. Like that's their game. They're just gonna grind you down until you give up and say, "Fuck it, take it all." Woodrow says, "Yeah, Gamergate was the real start of it, seeping into the mainstream, but it took a while." WordFab says, "Dang kids, the culture war on the internet goes back to the 90s on Usenet, uphill both ways." Well, you know more than I do. I wasn't really. I wasn't really. I mean, I was probably a teenager then. I was rollerblading. I had more important things to do. Word fam. Mel misses normal. Don't we all just miss friggin' normal? Mo says, "Yeah."
Oh, I'm sorry, man. I'm just gonna say just real quick. I started to notice it. Maybe it was kind of pre-internet a little bit, and maybe we were talking more internet culture stuff. But dude, during George Bush, like in the late '90s. The Vans Warped Tour. Are you familiar with that?
Yes.
So there's
we must be into the same sort of stuff.
Yes, sir. There's this band named Guttermouth. I don't know if you know about them, but it was during, I think, the time of like Dixie Chicks, when it was like Shut Up and Sing and all this stuff, and all these people were coming out with these, like, every single band, even the Beastie Boys, had an anti-George Bush song. And it just started becoming so cliche. And it'd be one thing if it was like an anti-government song, because like that like is timeless. And as you age, a lot of the songs in the 60s are anti-government. So even no matter what your point of view is, you could be like, yeah, kind of in your head, pick a side and just kind of be on the side of the song. But you started having almost this one-sided politics in music. and everyone was doing.
I remember that because I was on that side of politics at the time, and I thought it was fantastic. And now I only realized how cringe it was. And I mean, I can only attribute that to my youth and ignorance at the time.
So I was more on I was like, what, like on the other side, you know.
Yeah.
But this band Guttermouth, they were just kind of like, they weren't really on either side, but they just saw kind of what everyone was doing, and they were just kind of like making fun of the other bands on the Warped Tour. And then I don't know if they did anything pro George Bush, but they kind of started acting like they were or something like that. And it got so uncomfortable that they got kind of kicked off the tour, you know. And that's, to me, that's a lot of the start of it for me.
What year was that? When would that have been? Early 2000s,
like,
yeah.
Dude, it might have been like 96, 97, 98.
Oh, wow, that early. I can believe it. I remember there was like a big PC thing happening back in the 90s. But I wasn't really.
Yeah, but I'm sure
I wasn't really too across it because I was just a kid trying to get to become a famous rollerblader, as all kids did back in the 90s. That's what it was all about. Mo says, whenever I point out how Redgate sounds exactly like Medica, our internet aristocrat, nobody knows who I mean. Really, Mo? Really? He's super famous. He still streams. He gets like 10,000 people watching. I'm not really into what he's into anymore. But man, back in the day, Medica, well, internet aristocrat videos were the bee's knees. So yeah, Elon put this up. I've collected some responses here. Here's Neon from oh god, Clownfish. Nearly forgot for a second there. He says, short version. What is it? I need to zoom in a bit. Hold on a sec here. You guys can't read this. Short version. Normies are pushed out by extreme voices using once beloved pop culture touchstones. Like this. Like this right here. To lecture the audience on how they're now bad people. Nobody wants to pay companies to be edutained. I love that word, edutained. And that was a really good summation of essentially what's going on here. It's the whole, the weirdos come in, take over everything, and then say, no, it was ours the whole time. You guys are the ones who just never understood what it was all about. And now you need to get out because you're bad people. It's the same thing over and over again. That's a pretty good short version, Mahajino. I reckon that was a pretty good summation of it. Paulus Art says, I remember my dad complaining about PC culture and listening to Rush Limbaugh in 91, 92. I was so on the other side of things back then. I was so indoctrinated by education system and the media and all that sort of stuff. But thankfully, I'm a naturally curious fellow, and I was able to find my way out. Mobig says, I need to hire an assistant Bogan Discord Walmart reader. I barely have time to troll. Yeah, we got a lot of new people. I'm trying this new sort of like more flashcast, Friday Night Tights way of doing these streams where we hit these topics that a broader audience are interested in, and then we hit them with the comic. And then we say, hey, we got 113 people in here watching. Please do give the stream a like. And also check out Unemployed Monsters Present. That's Pum's book right here. Do I call you Pum? Can I call you Pum? Are we that friendly? Or is it Pum's back? Does it come together?
You can call me Davey.
But now I see you there. I'll never remember that. I know you.
Yeah, Pum.
So yeah, if you like the look of this, please do back it. We'll be talking about it in a little bit after we get through these tweets that I've pulled up here. And let's continue on. So that was a good one by Neon there. I really enjoyed their videos, those guys. I don't know if you watch Clownfish, but
I did. Look at the little bouncing avatars.
Yeah, they did. They did a comic recently with Jose Garcia.
Oh no way!
I tried to get them on, but I guess they're just pretty massive and busy. They must get a million DMs, so they didn't get back to me. But they did really well on that.
Cool.
Now here's one I'm talking about. Blast from the past. Sargon of Akkad, after 5 years, is back on Twitter.
Nice.
And this is what I'm saying. Like, he kind of did disappear a little bit from the zeitgeist when he was kicked off Twitter. And now he's back. Maybe he'll be able to regain some of the prominence that he had previously, but Sargon says intersectionality is not a response to the right-wing culture war, but instead it's an attempt to overthrow the liberal conception of human rights as it fails to advantage some groups over others. I was chatting about this to Camel the other day, and I'm like, you know what? I don't think the culture war can ever end. I think it's just constantly fought. But I think at one point, the majority will get to the point where they'll look back on these days and say, where were you? Like, what side were you on this? And I'll be able to say without a shadow of a doubt, I remained on the side of Martin Luther King on all this sort of stuff, you know, content of character over the color of your skin. And I think that's what he's referring to here with this tweet. How they're totally against Martin Luther King at this point, the so-called progressive.
Yeah, I think they're going to win eventually, dude.
You think they are?
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's a black pill. I hope not. We can't allow that to happen.
It may not
Why
be in
do
our
you think
lifetime. Well, I read the Bible, man, and it's like you know, and
They're
it's
gonna
like
overcome.
it just seems like in the end times, it's like Christians or Bible thumping people are kind of like hunted down and shit. I don't know.
It definitely does feel like
So it's like
the world has changed. Yeah,
it seems like
irrevocably.
in those end times, it's like everybody turns against Israel, and it's like everyone's about to like pounce on him, and then you know Jesus Christ shows up at the last minute on his horse and all that. You know.
Well, Geronimo says it already won. Now it's time for the counterpunch. A lot of people have been talking about that too recently with this question, which is, you know, the right or even the moderates or even the classical liberals or whatever you want to say, not the left, took way too long to prepare any kind of hit back, any kind of counter offensive here, and with that culture of their own. Obviously, we're doing our tiny part in comic books, but I mean it's a drop in the ocean. But we nonetheless still have to do it because you can't fight. Someone here said this, which is a really good thing. Like you can't fight a culture war without any culture. So there has to be something you can kind of lobby back at them. Julie Pascal says Sargon is 100% right here. Yeah, those are really good. It's so good to have Sargon back. Someone also brought up the where is that? What's his podcast these days? The Lotus Eaters. Yeah, that's a really cool, like high production value. Delanique agrees with you. He says this is Endgame. Well, I mean, I hope there's some saving. I hope there's some saving it here. I have children. I want them to be able to grow up and. But then again, I
think we're definitely going to see a yin to the current yang for a little while, but it's like when it comes back again their way, dude. It just it gets tougher and tougher. I don't know.
I was just told that my daughter's school hired a gender non-binary teacher or something who uses they them pronouns, and I'm just like,
yeah, dude, but the people who grow up with that's going to be normal, and I think it's a lot of that stuff. It's like I just don't really care, dude. I just want to work, come home, make some food, watch TV, go to bed, hang out with you guys, try to make some art. But it's just so in your face. But people like that too. If that's who you want to be, fine. But it's just all this like forcing us to call them all these names and stuff like that. It's just why can't you?
That exactly. That was only the argument from the beginning. That was the old Jordan Peterson thing. You could be whatever you want, but you can't force me to use words that I don't want to use.
But like, why can't you just show up to teach your lesson, go home? Call it a day.
Simply Green says normality has been dragged further and further left. It ain't natural. Couldn't agree more. Sorry, Sumo Thori. My apologies. Sumo has gifted 5 memberships. Thank you so much, Sumo. Richard Falk, Joseph Dredd, Simply Green, Maromi, and Butterbear are all members again. Thank you so much, Sumo. You're absolute legend, and you deserve. Where is it? Why do I hide it? Why do I do this to myself? You deserve one of these.
Thanks, lads.
Nice, dude.
Another good one. I got a couple more of these. Jeff Hunter, I don't know who this is, says the real culture war is collectivism versus individualism. Collectivism has such a huge advantage over individualists who typically do not activate until it's too late. whereas collectivists are constantly activated and marching for their causes. Yeah, that's probably what I was thinking about. That's so true. I mean, it's like innately, we see it everywhere we go. Like anytime anyone tries to rally, it's like, yeah, but we're all individuals. And I'm totally on board with that. But it does sort of put you on the back foot from the beginning, in terms of mustering some kind of response to this, or even going on the offensive rather than being reactive. I agree with you, Geronimo. Collectivism is slavery.
Well, and Ayn Rand, she's the individualist, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's the book, the short story about like the cave, where they find the technology?
Shadow in the Cave?
No, it's like,
is that the one?
No, it's called there's like this community, right? And they're all like doing pretty well. And one day this guy finds this like cave, like abandoned mine, basically. And he kind of digs in there and he uncovers like some technology, like some futuristic shit, right? That could like really help out the village. And he's like, I'm going to bring it back. And the leader's like, whoa. He's like, no, we know about this already. Like you have to hide it. Don't tell anybody. And he's like, well, what do you mean? This could help us out. And he's like, well, it could only help a few people out, not everybody. And it's kind of the point is like, even if something benefits one person,
right, because it can't benefit everyone. I see what you're saying. Yeah, I haven't read that one. I'm not familiar with that one. Jennifer Grover for 10 says, Michael, I'm very scared for the future. I'm scared because you can't trust the government anywhere or the media. I don't know what to believe. I guess the only thing you could believe is your own lying eyes and common sense, Jennifer. That's all we have left. That's all they can take from us. They can't take from us. Sorry. And thank you so much for the super chat. It's always great to see Jennifer here on a Friday night.
What's up,
this
Jennifer?
Is the last one I pulled up. Dissident says, we are in the beginning stages of cultural revolution like the one in China. And your purchase of Twitter is a massive blow to the left. That's why they don't like you anymore. Yeah, a lot of people are drawing that analogy as well. It's getting pretty crazy over there on Twitter, but it is actually very entertaining. It feels a little bit like when Trump was elected, how it was just like a massive cage rattle event. I don't know if it's going to work out. Obviously, like there's definitely the things he's done over there on Twitter are not perfect by any stretch of the means. He's still not letting lots of people back on the platform, but I think it's like a point of, well, it's better than what it was, and at least it's not who was there before. Is kind of the way I look at it.
Yeah, it's cool, man.
We have Richard Falk here says, thanks, Sumo. Now I can tell everyone to sign up to Rumble.Roo as a super bogan. You can sign up to Rumble.Roo. That's Richard Falk's book. Excellent. All right. What is Pasta Master Dan saying? Something clever.
What's up, Pasta?
Democracy is everyone speaking at the same time. Deep. Very deep. Oh, you guys are so smart here in the chat. Geronimo says it's not the beginning. It's been going on for decades. 40% Z always has a good take. What is he saying? I just got here. Maybe it was brought up already, but Canada will soon be disarmed. Trudeau's Liberals gave themselves permission to skip the normal processes and will begin banning rifles. Man, I don't know what's going on in Canada, but it all sounds crazy. It's all craziness out there. Not like this, though. This is awesomeness. Unemployed Monsters presents. I can't wait to jump into this. We'll jump into this in about 10, 15 minutes.
Cool, man.
Great looking book. Pum's back here is the creator. Are you the artist, Pum? Are you an artist?
And we could talk about that a little bit, but my friend Jake did all the art for this, and then my other buddy Orlando did like an 8-page backup story. But I initially drew the whole thing out and designed all the characters and was going to
thumbnails and stuff like that.
No, dude, I did a finished book.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And you decided it wasn't quite up to snuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's happened before. It's happened before. I understand. All right. What else have I got here? Oh. Speaking of, I mean, there's no segue. There's no segue that would make this make any sense. I found this on Twitter earlier, and I just had to share it with you guys. One thing I love to do on this channel, it's look back at the mainstream comic book industry that I've pretty much at this point fully abandoned. Even the books that I think look really cool, I'm like, I'd rather spend that money on an independent guy, to be quite frank. Let's just look at this. Look at it. So I don't know who this character is. You guys are DC guys in the chat. You'll have to let me know who this is supposed to be, but he's hanging out with Batman. Apparently he's a black guy. He does have blonde hair. I don't know if that's like dye. I don't know anything about this guy. He says, leave the black dude behind. That's how it is. Or no, he says that how it is.
Yeah.
Like, right. Okay. I feel like I should do this in a voice, but I'd probably get kicked off YouTube if I did that.
I heard
that's the underwater dude, Aqualad. I don't know who that is, but I'm sure he's probably popular with some people. You guys let me know what you think about it. Okay, so here's Batman. I recognize him. He says, must have been intended to hold someone only for a short time. We got lucky. He says, yeah, lucky you brought a brother along to save your white asses. And someone says, excuse me? And he says, sorry, non-black asses.
Slam.
What is this? What is this? What is happening? Yeah, I need the Ebonics voice. I don't think I can do that. I don't think I can do it justice. Whitest black guy ever, says Steamroll. Well, I'm not gonna judge the color of his skin. I'm not gonna be like these guys. What is with the cringe? Yesterday,
take that, Batman.
Yeah, I know, right? You owned this guy owned you, white Batman. I wanted to show up. Now this comes after this. Do you remember this from, I don't know, a few months ago? Do you remember this? This is obviously Marvel, but the whole point is
he had this spray painted hammer too. It's like
Aldion says this is mental illness in comic form. I don't know what it is. I don't know what to make of this. Mo Big suggests we could have Aqualad versus Whiteface Dick. Are you familiar with Whiteface Dick? Pumps back.
No.
Oh my god, I have to show you. It's a classic. It's a classic tale. Brought to you by the mind of G Henty. Hold on a sec.
From G.A. Henty, author of Sturdy and Strong, and In the Hands of Cave Dwellers, comes this classic short story, White-Faced Dick, a tale of manhood and unlikely friendship. Published by Blackie & Son, it's accompanied by the maritime adventure, A Brush with the Chinese. This is a collection that's perfect for any fourth grader who's pure of mind and blood. White-Faced Dick, and Another Story. A classic for the ages.
I always have it here next to me for when I need to read.
That was wrong. I think only because I don't think the Chinese use brushes. I think they had combs.
Oh, well, you're getting historically accurate. Paulusart says Blackie & Son is my second favorite. So I know what's happening. And look at that, they've got graffiti in Asgard and everything. They're trying to appeal to black readers, I guess, by just using every stereotype and trope that they would like go wild over if anyone else were to write it who wasn't black. Eric Winberg says, good stream, Michael Bancroft. Thank you so much, Eric. Thumbs up. If you do like this stream, please do give it a thumbs up. I mean, this stuff is some of the cringiest shit. I actually found a close-up of it.
Hey, Michael, do you remember the Transformers movie with like the two like the two Transformers?
The new one, the newer one.
Yeah, but it was like the second or third one, or these like two like Transformer brothers, and they were voiced by two black guys.
I think I do remember that, but I think I've put it out of my memory.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to sound like that. Like, oh, like, hey, I have a black friend, so I'm just gonna say like this black guy I know from that I worked with one time. He saw that movie and he was like, dude, like if they just talked kind of with the Ebonics thing, I would have been like, fine, you know. And if they just like if they fought each other all the time, like fine, you know. If they only had the gold grills, like fine. And he rattled off a few more things, but he was like, but dude, all six things. And that's kind of what's going on here with this Asgard thing. It's like, you know, if you put like one shoe up in the background, like, oh, I get what they're trying to do, but there's like 6 sets of like shoes, and like his hammer's got the graffiti, and he's got lines in his hair, and he's saying like all this. He's got, I don't know.
Apparently, and I've seen photos of this, that the Wakanda Forever theme area at, I guess, some sort of Disney World or something like that, I don't know, has like food, and it's got purple drank and watermelon and fried chicken on offer. And it's like
the only one I find the only one of those that I find offensive is the purple drink.
Look, I like all that stuff. It's just like, there was a good comment here. What is it? BGC says, what is this? That garbage page of current DC Comics. It's an SJW, poorly disguised, not so secret, hyper racist, white trust fund millennial trying to sound black. I mean, that's what it reads like to me. I don't know if it's written by a black guy, but it shouldn't matter either way. It's just what is this? Like, this is so cringy. It's so cringy. How about, you mentioned all that stuff? How about if you do your narration in like a rap? Milgard long ago, old Yggdrasil spread, then the world tree grew in Brooklyn instead. All this is like, you could slam poetry this. The stars shine upon the realm of the gods, forge mighty battles with his squad. Where's the lightning go after wars are won? What victories lie for the son of sons? It's they even like, rap the narration.
He's like Dolomite.
It's crazy, man.
Everything rhymes.
It's absolutely crazy. Oh yeah, look, he's got the he's tagged up his Mjolnir. They have a problem. I know the mainstream comics has a problem. They don't like their audience that they've got. They want a better one. They want a more diverse, progressive audience, but they don't know how to appeal. They don't know how to appeal to them, because I don't think I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, and Michael, it's one of the things you said there is they don't like their audience, or their old audience, which was maybe you and I. And I think there's some attempts maybe to get them back, or there's a lot of people who still read their stuff. There's a lot of CG guys who are still on, reviewing and reading their stuff and going, what are you guys doing? Why are you still giving them their money? They've proven what they are. They've proven what they think of us. Just give all that money to CG books and other things. And I say that as I just recently downloaded Marvel Snap, and I've been playing that dumb phone game all day.
Awesome One says, rap is not exclusive to blacks anymore. Half the fans are white. I mean, a lot of the original, like, really big famous groups, they got all their money because it broke out into the wider culture. A fade. Eric Grant says, I'm too white. What the hell is a fade? It's this thing on his hair here. Hold on a sec. Here.
Well, even like, dude, I still get like a fade technically when you like shave the back and it kind of blends up into the head a little bit, right? Technically, that's a little bit of a fade.
Sumo says, there's a lot of normies who still get their weekly pulls and buy all their stuff. Well, less and less as the years go on. People are not reading this stuff. And can you surprise me? Like, they go back to that comment by Neon. People are getting sick of paying companies to be edutained. And yeah, this is all about like,
Michael,
I don't know what it's about. I have a feeling what it's about, but I can't figure it out. The cringe is too much. I've been out cringed here.
Michael, I was going to say from about the year like 2000, maybe a little bit before that, from like 2000 to about 2014, Marvel had, and DC, they had basically $20 for me every Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they had me, you know, I had all my polls, and I had every Wednesday went there, did this, did that, and was just a, you know, really hardcore comic guy for the last 15 years or whatever. And then they just started doing all this stuff and really one-sided, and I just started to really feel it and change these characters, and now they get nothing.
The numbers bear that out in, you know, their sales. Manga is just eating all this stuff's lunch, and
well, it's not only manga eating their lunch, it's they're alienating fans as well. So there's like a double. They're you know, slitting their own wrists, so to speak.
And the weird thing is, it's like there were always black people reading comics. You didn't have to like pander to them and make these token characters and get all. It's like it reminds me of like blaxploitation stuff, like get all jive and stuff with it. It's so dumb. It's so cringy. And it's not going to go well for them in the end. I just want to show up, before we get to your book, I just want to show off a couple of really cool things I did find on Twitter. This is a new piece that Narcelio Souza and Brian Magnay have done for Dave Brink, American Bliss. I know he will be relaunching his book probably on another platform. I'm guessing Kickstarter, but might not be. I don't know where he'll be doing it, but it looks like, yeah, this is going to be for something new. I just thought this looked really cool. And yeah, really, really great stuff from Dave. He's kicking goals out there. And as well, I had to show off this. Hyper Wizard is a regular in the chat here. He might even be here right now. This is his fan art piece for the Inglorious Rex 2 fan art contest. And if you guys get out your peepers there, look, my Potato Shane made it into the piece.
Cool.
And there's obviously Shane Davis looking. I don't remember him looking so ripped and veiny, but who am I to judge?
You might need to get a better camera.
I know, right? It looks amazing. And there's obviously Pterodactyl in there coming down to, I guess, eat his potatoes. It's all, oh, there he is. There's Hyper Wizard there. It's all very metaphorical. It's an analogy.
That's the comic book I didn't know I needed.
Yeah, I know, right? I want to read this. And then lastly, this is Immortal Rising Comics. Actually, all these guys, Dave, Hyper Wizard, and Immortal Rising are often in the chat here. I don't know what this is, but Jose Garcia is doing it. These guys are doing a comic together, it looks like. I don't know. I don't have any further information. I feel like I've seen this or something like it before. But he just shared this just earlier. So he says, new colored pages just dropped. Thank you to Jose. And yeah, he doesn't say what it's for, but I'm sure if he's in the chat, he can leave a comment after the video and let us know what Jose. I don't understand it. Jose like does 10-15 books at once.
I heard he had an arm surgically attached, so he can kind of.
Oh yeah, right. That's how he does it. No, he need two, so he was just like to do like 4 drawings at once,
and then one eyeball in the back of his head. You know.
Awesome one. Yes, of course we have potatoes here in Australia. My goodness, what a question to ask. Mo says he's got a book and a mailing list. I forgot the title. Yeah, maybe if you leave a comment in the and a link, Immortal Rising, after the stream. If you watch this, I'll pin it for you so that we can find out. All right. Are you all ready for some glory? This is one of the best trailers I've seen for a comic. And I'm going to play it to you right now. This is Pum Spec's Unemployed Monsters.
Come buy a comic book, come buy a comic book, come buy a comic book, come buy a comic book. Flip the pages to an awesome story about 3 kids rock and rolling on the street. Get in the garage and practice till you make something that you love. And when you share it with the world, don't be afraid to go against the evil people with holes in the heads and cheesy music on the radio. find out.
That was so good. That was so good.
Hey, thank you, man.
Honestly.
I appreciate it.
I love it. Ever since you started sharing this around, I've been looking forward to it. I mean, tell us about it. Like, what is it? How did it come about? What are you going for here? Obviously, it's not like anything close to a kind of DC or Marvel house style sort of comic.
Right.
What are we looking at here with Unemployed Monsters Presents?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of questions there, but I guess first of all, I'd like to thank the chat, and you, Michael, for having me on. I really appreciate it. And what's up, everybody? Thank you so much. Also, Dying Days of Twitter, he really helped out with that trailer. My buddy Jake, he gave me a lot of elements, and my buddy Jake put that together, but without those two, it would have been anything. And then this little 9-year-old girl named Giada from New Jersey, who I found through my high school Instagram friend. But this little girl named Giada, excuse me, recorded that song all by herself, and it turned out really, really good, man.
That's amazing. Yeah, it adds so much professionality to it. It really does feel like I'm about to watch a cool cartoon or something.
I appreciate that. And that, I'm sorry. Just really quick. That's one thing that I really wanted to look professional. I've been working really hard on that.
It does, yeah.
I've been working.
Is it a wholesome all ages comic, or are we in for a trick here? Like, what sort of story is it?
Well, it's all ages, but it's not for kids. Does that make sense?
You're saying it's not just for kids. Anyone can read it. Is that what you're saying?
I think it's. I think anyone can read it. So it's not for babies. So I think you will read it, Michael. And I think you'll be very intrigued. And I think you could also put it in front of your 5-year-old kid. I don't know, and not worry about any weird content or cursing, and they could just kind of enjoy the flipping through it and stuff like that. Kind of like I like Garbage Pail Kids, there was my stuff isn't as kind of violent as that, but there was kind of an adultness to Garbage Pail Kids that kids didn't see or get. They just kind of saw the fun in it. But
when my daughter was 5, every week we would read a webtoon about some meatballs that were on an epic journey to get out of this fat guy's stomach. And it was great. It was sort of done in this style too. And yeah, there was violence, but it was like meatballs fighting old pizza slices and other, stuff that the guy had eaten. So it was, it was whatever. Like, but I loved that. That was great. We looked forward to it every week. I would absolutely love to read this with my kids. Tell us about what it's about.
It's for whatever reason, it's hard for me to describe what it's about, but it's a theme that I think there's a lot of things going on, but the main theme is one that I think you and I and a lot of people in CG will resonate with. Is there's 3 kids. They're in school. Their names are CJ, Clive, and Whammo, and it's spelled WHAMEAUX, like he's French or something. Whammo. And they're just kind of doing their own thing. They just have a little garage rock band, and they're just trying to create their own art. And here comes along like big bad corporate media kind of just interfering with them, and they're like, we don't even know why. But there's an evil factory in this town. I'm trying to do like a Simpsons-like town where you just kind of get familiar. I'm introducing like 15 characters in this first issue that I really want you to fall in love with,
Yeah.
There's a lot in these pages that you don't see, but those guys you see right there, that's Frequency Jones and Chainbrain, and they live inside this factory, and they've kind of created this band called Gleemo. And you can see the walls inside this factory are padded like an insane asylum. Mm-hmm. But it's kind of like a record industry. They makes all sorts of weird stuff. But Frequency Jones is kind of this evil scientist, and he's working on weapons and different things to make their music more influenceable. And behind him is Chainbrain. He's one of my favorite characters. You can kind of see some of my influences here, whether it's Garbage Pail Kids or Wacky Pax or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. But Chainbrain used to have a horn on his head there, but it broke off, leaving a big hole in his head. And now it used to cause a problem. He's kind of the muscle. So when Frequency Jones or Gleemo would say, "Hey, that guy didn't pay, go get him," Chainbrain would go over to get him, but his brain would fall out of his head and go bouncing down the street, and we got to go find it and put it back in. So what they decided to do is say, "Hey, we attach a chain to it and attach that chain to a collar. Now when his brain falls out, we don't have to go looking for it. It's just kind of dangling there,
It's cool. I like it. Before you go on, I want to shout out Sumo Thori. He's back at number 46. How
Oh,
Sumo.
no way, dude. Dude, thank you so much, man. Michael, thank you.
Nolan
man.
Lockhart, back at number 45. Super unemployed. Hashtag crackpack backs. Wow.
No way. Bow. Hey, God bless you guys, man. Thank you.
Please remember to like the stream, share it out. Yeah, obviously, the more people we get to watch the stream, the more people we get to see this cool book and hopefully jump onto back at Amanda B. Back at number 44. Hail. Amanda
Dude, no
B,
way.
legend.
Dude, this is so humbling. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much.
Yeah, this chat, that I don't just call them the most amazing, sexy, and phenomenal for no reason. They really do come out. They're really interested in cool looking books. This is the first piece of art I saw from you here. What's going on here? They're in like a back alley.
Yeah, that character right there. I actually have a whole story arc for him, but it's if this book is successful enough and I'm able to tell it, but that is just kind of introducing us to the world. Just saying this. That's the 8-page backup story there. So it's a 56-page full color book. It's almost all art and almost all art and story. And there's in the back, there's a little 8-page origin story, and it shows kind of this dusty, gross alley, and it's just kind of setting the scene. It's like, oh, hey, this is a world where things have gone wrong, and oh, look down here, there's like a little kid who might be our Neo, our Luke Skywalker, our whatever of this world. Let's take a look and see what he's doing.
Mo was just calling me out because I forgot to pin the link. I had the Rumble link up there pinned, and I forgot to put yours up there when we started this segment. So it's there now. If anyone wants to go back at the link is pinned in the chat. It's also in the description as well. And there's lots of guys like Mo himself posting the link there if you want to check it out. Dude, I really dig it. And it's all done. It's completed. It just needs to get printed.
Yes, sir.
So written by Pumspack, art by Orlando Velez, and he has previous work I saw up there on other cartoons like Bob's Burgers and Rick and Morty.
Yeah, well, yeah, Orlando. I didn't actually. I can update this, but Orlando is on Bob's Burgers now. Yeah, he's a character designer over there. Yeah, I need to get their Twitter handles and all that stuff in there, but
colored by Matt Yaki, who we all love, and letters by Eric Weathers. The team's all here. Yeah, and Amanda points out that you are $75 away from 3,000, my friend.
Oh man, wow!
Hopefully, someone here in the chat can get you over there.
That'd be cool.
And you've got some stretch goals here. They're not coming until 5,000, but all right, let's go up to the top. I will zoom out a little bit here. Do a refresh. Now remember, this is Australian dollars here, so these are my dollary dues. Yeah, Amanda's right. Hold on a sec. Come back here. There you go. $75 away from 3,000. 51 backers. Hell, you guys, you are the best. You can grab. I'll make sure I'm logged out, actually. I should do that before the show, but whatever. So you can grab both covers and an OG sketch. Who's going to do the sketch?
Me.
You.
Yeah.
Have you got some there that you've already tested out to show off? Or
yeah, well, it's on there. It's on that. See that little sketch.
That's
chain
the one there.
Yeah.
So you can get that for $50. You can get a 5x7 original sketch just by itself for $5. Damn, it's giving them away. Then there's the main cover here by the Rick and Morty character designer Justin Knoll.
Yeah, he's really talented. I gotta put his Twitter handle up at some point.
Yeah, looks great.
And they're both wraparound covers.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And that's $25. And remember, that's a 56-page saddle stitch full color comic. It's already done. It just needs to get finalized and printed and out to you. And it looks like it's coming real soon, January 2023. So you don't have to wait long at all to get this. I can't believe it's that we're so close to 2023 already. It's where does the friggin' where does the year go? Amanda B asked, how did that trailer not put people on the edge of their seats? How's it going to turn out? I know it was a great friggin' trailer. Although someone said in the chat earlier that I better not let Camel hear me say that, because Camel also has an amazing trailer by Pedro Ang. It's not a competition though, guys. There's the villain variant by the Bob's Burger art director. Have you got that big on the page? I don't think I saw that.
No, I guess I don't, Michael. Maybe I'll throw it up there. It's
yeah, probably a good idea because
you could kind you can kind of see it on the
zoom in a bit.
That double one down there.
There we go. Villains variant. So yeah, there's two different covers there, and you can get the super unemployed, which if I click on it, so you get both covers. All 7 original art sketches, physical copies of A and B, an OG portrait pack. Oh my goodness, it keeps going. A 5x7 Whammow sketch. I
just list all the characters.
Okay, right. And that's all for $75. That is a deal. It's a steal. It's sale in Century here. What are people saying here in the chat? Nolan Lockhart says, I love Rick and Morty. Well, there you go. You're probably going to love this too. Thank you so much for backing.
Yes.
Go on.
Oh, no, I was going to say I worked on Rick and Morty for seasons 3, 4, and 5 on the production side.
What were you doing for them?
I was like the middleman between the producer and like and the 50, 60, 75 person crew. So I kind of managed all the designers, storyboards, posts, worked with the writing team and just try to keep all the gears lubed up, so to speak.
I hear. If you, I'm guessing your dream for a property like this would be to one day see it animated as well. That's just my guess.
I mean, listen, hey, that'd be cool. I think. Earlier, Michael, you were talking about what we're doing is kind of a drop in the ocean, but I think, what we're doing is really, really important. It's a lot of people were challenging us saying, well, if you don't like it, well, what have you ever done? You say, well, take a look, see what it is. I've done this, you've done Lucent. It's, I don't know what I'm trying to say. I lost my train of thought.
It's fine. Well, it's a great friggin' start. I would love to see more people jump on it, though. I think it's just an issue of getting the word out, as always with almost everything. Getting the word out, getting the book in front of the most people possible, and and building from there. And this will be coming out really, in the grand scheme of things, straight away. You'll be getting it in a few months or so.
Yeah, I think once it gets in people's hands, I think people be excited about it and look forward to the next one.
Jim Cox asked an important question. He says, can you trust someone named Pumspack? And then he also says he's back in number 47.
No way.
Thank you so much.
Hey, thank you, Jim. Dude, that's awesome, man.
So what's for the future for this? Are you going to do another unemployed monsters?
I mean, I have in my head at least an idea for three of them.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, I'd love to keep going. There's a lot of world building in this one, Michael, and I'm introducing to a lot of characters. And I think the second issue, which is also, I have already drawn the entire second issue. And I passed it off to an artist, and I want to make it, but I'm not going to get too deep into that until I see what the reception of this one is a little bit. But but yeah, I have a lot of plans for it. What I'd really like to do with my background in animation is just also bring animation to crowdfunding and Kickstarter. I have like a 1.5-minute short story with one of my characters, actually one of my Pumspack character. Who he's this dude who kind of like breaks into radio stations and uploads music before people can get to him in this world that kind of controls music. So he's this like he's a musical terrorist, if that makes sense. But but yeah, I want to introduce that, and I want to help build Comicsgate and into our own force and see what can happen there. But earlier I was saying, it would be cool if this thing turned into a cartoon. I love comics. I just want to tell the story. Whatever happens. But yeah, if it's able to become a video game, cartoon, cool, whatever. But I just want to probably like everything you do. It's you take these steps, and it seems like every baby step you take, you can kind of take a little bit bigger one next.
Yep.
So I'm just so excited
because
to
you
have
got more people sort of supporting you behind you as you go on. It sounds great, man. I really dig what you're doing here. You've definitely got your own thing going. I love the idea that it's all ages. I love the idea that it all looks, like you said, very professional. It's all very branded. Even your little logo for your name. Someone asked you, I think it was Dojo, what's Pum's Twitter handle? And Amanda answered, it is at Pumspec on Twitter. You can go and find him there. Dude, amazing. I'm definitely going to have to look into this. Mo says he's so gatekept. What have I been doing? Sorry. I apologize, Mo. Pum is basically the key grip on this cock.
Yeah, dude, I was actually it's a hustle out here in LA, Michael. Like I'm actually fortunate to be on a new project right now. I don't know if you've heard of the Fabulous Furry Freak Brothers, but I'm currently on season 2 of that, and I'm really excited to be on that project. But before that I spent a lot of time unemployed recently, and I was driving a van for a reality show. Went from producing one show to being basically the lowest tier on a live action set, and I'm a middleman again on another production. But I'm hustling out here and just trying to do this on the side, and I hope it turns into something.
So do I, man. So do I. I'm excited to see how the reception of this is and how it goes. I'll definitely be considering backing this myself. It looks great, and yeah, best of luck to you in the future, and don't be a stranger, and let's see what you got to come up with next.
Cool. Hey, thank you so much,
dude. It's my pleasure having you on. Thank you so much for coming on and showing us all your comic, and also for chatting about all the topics we talked about today. You're a good guest.
Hey, thank you, man.
All right. The biggest thank you of all, and this, goes out to the wonderful, amazing, spectacular, ever phenomenal, sexiest chat in all of CG. I have one more show tomorrow. I'm not sure what it's going to be about, but I'm sure we'll think of something fun. I will see you then. Please do leave a like on the way out, and have a good night. All right, guys. Bye.
Later, everybody.
Individually, we are weak, like a single twig, but as a bundle, we form a mighty